Okay, hi everyone. It's been 6 months since I last recorded. That was like Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. I was actually hoping to play that and upload the whole thing by the time the 2025 ended because of the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, which was the other 2005 film I was hoping to complete after I did Fantastic Four, because I also hinted at trying to do another video game movie that was for a video game and a movie that released in 2005. I wasn't really satisfied with it, and I also didn't like the fact that this whole Exolerance thing was changing into a B thing, even though Exolerance is the nickname that I've made up for myself and has been the name for a couple of different sites. But it was more about me, Kyle, Aaliyah, and Tamia, and then it ended up just being myself, Aaliyah, Tamia, and then it ended up just being me and Mia, and then Mia got way too busy, and basically it's just there's nothing that can be done about trying to get everyone back together. That's just the way that life goes sometimes. But I'm thinking that like I still have that itch where like ever since I started doing all this stuff that I want to actually keep doing it. I want to finish off what I started because I have all these games and I still want to go through journeys, and I'm still actually doing some of this stuff off camera as well. Pokemon is a game that I wouldn't be able to record. Because with every entry, it's not like I can actually record myself. I have nothing to record a 3DS with, unless I went for an emulator. Same thing with the DS, which I know is easier because I've actually played a DS emulator, but I also don't want to do that. I'd rather just go on a Switch. I don't think emulators are bad, I just don't want to do it. It doesn't feel authentic to me, and that's why I like actually getting some of these games, and why I've actually ended up with the collection that I do have. So much so that I used to watch so much Scott the Woz just to look at his collection, and it was funny because he had a video where he was actually saying that he wanted to start all over, and having a video game collection as big as that, you just kind of don't know what to pick. And some people have come to the same conclusion. I mean, I can see it myself. I have so many games now, I just don't know which one to play. I mean, do I play the Simpsons game on the 360, the Simpsons game on the PS3, the Simpsons game on the Wii, the Simpsons game on the DS, the Simpsons game on the PSP, the Simpsons game on the PS2? Which one do I play? I don't know yet. But the Simpsons Hit and Run is pretty good to me. That's funny, actually. I was looking at a couple videos how I mentioned playing that game, and I still haven't uploaded it. I've been through 2 levels, and as well as the whole fact why I cannot get Aaliyah and Tamia to record with me. It may not come out so that I can get them to actually play some levels of The Simpsons in a run. It was funny though, because I just went over to Melbourne to watch the Wu-Tang Clan when they came over to Melbourne. And I was there, and my cousin's boyfriend actually has his original Xbox, which is great to see it functioning, because I swear mine is dead. I mean, I don't want to confirm its death, which is why I'm so afraid of using it, but went over in Melbourne. He has the Simpsons Hit and Run, and he never finished that final mission for that final level. And I said I can do it because I've done it before. I did it when I was like, I don't know, a preteen or something. Man, I was young. And then, next thing I know, I'm going over to playing that level again, saying that I'll do it for him. I'm failing. I'm not failing the mission, though. I'm just crashing and destroying the waste. And this is besides the point, but anyways, he goes away because he's got to cook, like, barbecue some food. My cousin's there with us, and then she's watching me too, and then she goes away, and I'm still stumbling, and after she goes away, I actually complete the mission. And I'm not gonna lie, that'll be cool to actually put up on this video channel too. Video game channel, YouTube channel, video channel. I do videos and video games. I play all that shit. Anyways, the real truth about why I feel like going on here and why I'm on this, why I have so many tabs. Oh my gosh, okay, so this is absolutely the point at which you should know my Pokemon. Well, this is all Pokemon stuff. These are like the remaining Pokemon I need to get, which only includes the Pokemon that were introduced in that region. Because the way that I've been playing it, there's this guy on YouTube named Austin John Plays, who I actually really like. He's done a couple of Nintendo stuff. I actually first found him because he did Legend of Zelda, I think Breath of the Wild. He helped me like almost 100% that game. Not that I've 100%ed it, but getting close to. So there's this thing called a living dex, which you can see here. And basically it's like he made this whole thing so that whoever wants it can just keep a tab on how many Pokemon they've caught. And usually if it's 0, it means you need to catch 0 because you already have it, you know? And in the meantime, if there's a 1, it means you need to catch 1. I thought I had I have a 9. What? Oh, why did I do that? I have a 9-tails. I get it. That's sort of confusing. You might just want to put 1 because, like, yeah, I have 1. But the truth is, you need to catch 0. And so when everything is not red, you're golden. So this is what I've been up to in the meantime. If I were to go down that dial, there we go. Oh, you know what? I've got you. Got you. Oh my gosh, I need females. Oh my gosh, I don't have a female. I have a female Trico. No, sorry, I have a female Mudkip. I want to make that female Mudkip with Swampert. Other than that, I still have a male Mudkip. I have 2 male Mudkips. But that's besides the point. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm still like ongoing with this whole journey, man. This is fun. This is cool. Pokemon is so... It's chill when it's chill. And it is so annoying when it's just dragging on with dialogue. Play Pokemon Yellow. That is refreshing. I get it for the people who might say they might be clouded by nostalgia. I've never played that game when I was young. I played it for the first time when I was 23. Alright? And everyone was already getting used to Legends Arceus and Scarlet Violet, I think, at that time. And then there I am. Because the Nintendo eShop was closing. I needed that stuff as soon as I could for as cheap as I can. Because I can. And then, boom, I ended up with Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Red, which I haven't played, Pokemon Crystal, and a couple of the 3DS games. But Pokemon Yellow was like the first game for me, which made me go on this whole Pokemon journey. But it's also like emblematic of all the journeys I want to go through with all these game franchises, which brings me to this. Pokemon Yellow was so cool, and then going forward and actually seeing, like, I mean, I'm not playing, I never finished Crystal, I have no desire to play Crystal. I have no need to play Crystal, pardon me, because I can also just play remakes, which is one thing to think about. Because with all the games that I want to play, all the franchises, Capcom is going to be a topic I might talk about in this video. Capcom has Resident Evil, and Resident Evil has some of the best remakes ever. According to, you know, the fans. I've never played Resident Evil 2 on the PS1. I own it because I got very afraid that the PS3 PSN store was gonna close. Luckily it didn't, because a lot of people raised their voices. Anyways. The whole thing is, there are all these experiences I still want to go through. The Simpsons Hit and Run, the Resident Evil stuff, and even looking at my PS5, it's like, oh my gosh, it was so long ago that I played the first Devil May Cry. I would love to just replay that for the channel, figure out what the heck is up with Devil May Cry 2, and then actually get on with Devil May Cry 3 so that I can play Devil May Cry 4, so that I can play Devil May Cry 5, which I remember buying with my PS5 the day that it came out. So I just never got to do that stuff, and that's why I actually ended up going to this list, because I wanted to look at and make a list on my phone. But what I might do instead is, because that same time, I don't know, I guess freaked out about, oh no, the PSN store is gonna close on the PS3 forever. It's like, recorded myself just purchasing everything, and it was fun. I'm not gonna lie, I like hearing myself talk, and like I also like thinking aloud. At least when I go this way, it's like cool, I can bounce my thoughts off of something, actually hearing and realizing what I'm thinking, because I'm saying what I'm thinking. Then I can go about it and be like, do I, would I, could I, should I? And so, I thought I'd actually record myself on here, and what I might do is do the exact thing that I was about to do on my phone. Look at the Xbox 360 backwards compatible list, find games that I might want to play. It's funny because I look at this thing and then I just went on eBay, and if I were to show that right now, it's like I looked at this. I looked at this right there. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is cheap. This is Australian bucks, people. This is how you know it's cheap. It's not even 10. But it'd be so funny. I don't know why this is supposed to say Germany? Okay, look. My grandfather gave me a soccer ball with this on it, and it was to commemorate the 2006 World Cup. I remember the symbol. I love seeing the symbol, honestly. I really think this is a great symbol, and I remember this as well. I was like, that's also great. That's a great trophy. Hey, there's the flag. There's my flag, there's the flag I sort of like, but you've grown to be disdained over time, and oh my gosh, I like you, and no, South Africa. Hey, but the 2010 one, right? Wasn't that South Africa? Anyways, this game, I have this on my Xbox because my Xbox was modded, so I have games that are just already still on there. And I do like thinking about how that game looked. I love rain in games, and I love how the rain looks in that game. And it's a soccer game, and it's just, I don't know, with sport games, I can just go silly. I was just saying it as well when I was in Melbourne to my cousin's boyfriend and my cousin when I used to play the AFL game on my Xbox with my neighbor. And every time I would play AFL, Australian Football League, every time I would play it, if you get a point, because you can get a goal and you can get a point, every time you get a point, the team who was defending that side, because they failed, they can actually dot with the ball from that side in this little box that's just before the goals, which is next to the two sections where you get the points. And I remember just like playing with my neighbor, and I would always turn around and kick a goal for him, and I just like keep going and going and going. Anyways, I was stupid. So like, I was thinking about this, and it's like, oh, you know what? It would be kind of cool if I got this. And then at the same time, it's like, no, I have to really think about what is really worth it, because even if I think about what's really worth it, I'm gonna end up with a big ass list, man. I'm gonna have a big ass list, because it's not just like Devil May Cry and Resident Evil. It's freaking Metroid, dude. Metroid Zero Mission and Dread. I really like those games, and I'd love to play them again. There's a slight pause when reaching a save point in Blade 2. By the way, it's gonna be funny looking at this, and then I'm gonna read out what it says for Fantastic Four, because those are the issues that I was having, I swear. This is it right here. Brute Force I have. It's crazy that I have Brute Force. Like, Brute Force is mine. I didn't cop this from some retro store. No, eBay, you know? Cause would be great. The thing is, I have this for the PS2, and truthfully, I might do it on there, or we have the luxury of playing it on Steam if I want to pay up 30 bucks. I mean, it's either I do that or I record on my PS2, my friend's PS2. Matt, thank you so much. I've had it for years and I still haven't used it. Now Conquer Live and Reloaded is a game I could play when it comes to Rare or Rareware. It's really just a game that I want to play on the Xbox Series X, but at the same time, it's also a game that I want to play after I play Banjo-Kazooie. And Banjo-Kazooie is a game where it's like, it's gonna take me a while to actually get to. In fact, that might be the only Rareware game I play, if not for the Donkey Kong Country Returns. The Donkey Kong Country trilogy. There's no returns, no one's returning. They were just beginning. Constantine would be cool. If I had it, I guess. Okay, so here's a real one. Here's a real one. Now this is funny, because this is crap. But it could be the cool kind of crap, you know? Rest of Cortex. Because for me, I love the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy. I could do this just for fun. And then when I do that for fun, I get to go on to Insanity, which is going to have certain sections which may experience slowdown and frame rate issues. Audio may desync in cutscenes, and minor crackling can sometimes be heard. Well, we'll see if that's true. I don't know if it will be, but it's certainly a possibility. I would say these are maybes. I absolutely want to do the Crash Bandicoot trilogy. I, in fact, actually recorded myself playing the first game, and I finished it quicker than I thought. But the other thing is about playing those sorts of games, because I was even thinking about the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, where it's like Sonic CD. You have multiple endings, and for the people who probably grew up with that game, which is a benefit because you end up just playing that game a lot. Like me with Marvel Ultimate Alliance. New game, you finish it. And then new game and you finish it, and then new game and you finish it. people were probably doing the same thing with Sonic CD, and then we were finding out how to actually get the good ending. And so I can see that with Crash Bandicoot 2, maybe 3. Like, surely with actually the whole Crash Bandicoot trilogy, where people would have just done the whole trilogy again and again to figure out how to get all your gems, and then get the true ending, you know, the secret ending, the rewarding ending for the people who actually put in the extra effort. Now I'm thinking of Jeremy Johns, because I remember him talking about that sort of stuff. But like, with me playing the first Crash Bandicoot, I didn't end up going for all the gems, I just wanted to have a fun run. And I might do that with Crash 2, although then again, I don't know if I go ahead to try and make myself learn how to get all those gems, or if I just go ahead and actually just go on and do my fun run. Because I don't know how to do the gems, I've never done it before. And if I were to do it, I feel like I'd have to be looking at a guide, because I remember having to look at like, I wonder if this would still be around. Game Facts, dude. There was like a big guide. It is absolute table of contents. This is... Damn it, I wonder where it was. I looked at this huge guide just for Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and I followed it to a T. Now, if I were to replay that game, I don't know if I could find everything. At the same time, I reckon I could find a bit more than I would have before ever using that guide, and that's a fine thing. Anyways, Crash to Infinity. Like the other thing about the Crash Bandicoot games, and why I feel like these two are important, is because if I do the trilogy, and I do this, which is the 4th game, and then this, which is the 5th game, I don't do any other racing ones. I could if I wanted. I have Tag Team Racing, Team Racing as well on the PS3, because I have the trilogy on the PS3. And then the other thing is, like, I really like the originals, but I also grew up playing Of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant. And I think they could be fun too. So it's like, if I just play these 2 games to really bridge it, as well as actually finishing Twinsanity for once, because I've never finished Twinsanity, I think it'd be cool. And maybe, you know, Mind Over Mutant could give some sort of excuse for, I don't know, you know, a little certain sister to come on and play with me if she ever feels like it. That'd be cool one day. Okay, so here we go, Doom. What's it? You have Doom, and then you have Doom 2, and then you have Doom 64, and then you have Doom 3, and then you have Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and then Doom the Dark Ages? I think that's the new one, right? Doom the Dark Ages. Yeah, it's the Dark Ages. So I could do those, I don't really want to. I've actually played the 2016 one a bit. I finished the first game, I haven't played the second, haven't played 3, haven't played 64. When it's all said and done, I don't feel the same itch as I do, because I absolutely want to go for some of the older games, which are like, not too old. Sorry, I feel like I should set a range where it's like PS1, PS2, which is crazy because the PS2 was so like, well, when was the last PS2 game released? 2013 or something? Last PS2 game. Yeah. 2014. Oh, well, sorry. The game is called 2014, but it wasn't 2013. Yeah. Okay, so look. Fantastic Four, Activision. There was a random crash during the first full motion video. That is not the only issue you come across, my friend. You were really messed up. Okay, this is a cool section to be in. This is Grabbed by the Ghoulies, which is another Rareware game, which is on the table, but I've never played it, never seen what it really looks like, don't even know what the ending is like, don't even know how the gameplay truly is. But anyways, that's besides the point. What I wanted to talk about was Grand Theft Auto. I have San Andreas on the Xbox. I played it actually on Steam. Heck, actually, I put it on one of those back burners while I was playing it with Mia. That was the shooting range. I should have won, and I didn't win. I don't know how. The guy got 2 points for 1 bullet. It was messed up. Anyways, if I wanted to play San Andreas on like a console experience, that would be it. If I want the original version of Grand Theft Auto. Now, as we are all accustomed to, we have the remakes of that generation's Grand Theft Auto trilogy. Vice City 3 and San Andreas, the way you thought you remembered it. But sadly, seeing those pictures didn't make people happy. Wait. That's a better look at it. But I actually don't think it's that awful. I wouldn't mind doing one of these as the, oh, that's not it. I wouldn't mind doing one of these. What's it? I actually put on the back burner as well. I was just playing it randomly. And then I ended up making a whole big damn fire. You know what? I actually have the original Grand Theft Auto on the PS1, which I can put on the PS3. I've never actually put the disc in to see how it goes. But this is something I could try. I could try San Andreas. I'm not really eager on it. Okay. So here's a big one. Hulk. Now this is a game that I haven't played in what feels like 20 years. Which is crazy, because that's just like 3 years after the movie came out. But anyways, with this, I actually have the game on the Xbox. It was never mine. Again, this is something that I bought secondhand because I thought eventually if I were to go through a whole bunch of Marvel video games, it'd be really cool to have this in my regiment, really. Because another thing that's cool, Marvel Old Games Collection, I don't know what you call it, dude. The Maximum Collection. This is cool because I had this like lineup of video games which would have been cool to play, and then they did, like, I thought for years, like, man, I'm gonna have to skip some of this arcade stuff. I'd only be lucky enough to get the Marvel vs. Capcom games. And then boom, they do this. And then you just get all of these games, and the biggest one for me here is not even because he's my favorite character, it's just because he's the hottest NES game ever. It's the Silver Surfer. I mean, Maximum Carnage, I heard, is pretty good too. X-Men the arcade game, I heard people like. I don't know much about these two, but Separation Anxiety, is that to do with Venom and Carnage? Either way, Silver Surfer is the one game where if I were to go through a whole bunch of old NES games, that's one I wanted to do. And yeah, so Hulk fits into that whole theme. I still don't feel that urge because these games, yeah, I grew up with. I guess that is the biggest thing about them right now. The fact that I grew up with them. Hulk, I played once at some other person's house, and I thought it was cool. And back then, I thought that movie was cool. Right now, I've actually been going on, watching a whole bunch of MCU movies, trying to go back. No, it's not MCU movies. I feel stupid. I would never call it that. Why would I do that to myself? I hate it when people look at Marvel and it's just the MCU. God damn you all. I started with Howard the Duck, you mother suckers. Anyways, I've been going through a whole bunch of Marvel movies. In preparation for Doomsday, I'm hoping to actually get it done before Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out. And to be fair, with about 79 films, I'd hope to do it. The only thing is that I did cut out some of the crappier Captain America movies. But other than that, Diary. This is what I've gone through so far. That's what I think of your security check. It's like, not all of them are cool, and some of them I would favor a bit more. And even them, some of them that are like less than 3, I have to consider like 3 stars actually a pass. 2.5, I want to say is a pass, but it's just like a bit underwhelming for a pass. Even if it's like 2, like X-Men Origins Wolverine here, I like it. It's the same thing. What's it? Same thing with Ghost Rider here. Same thing with X-Men The Last Stand here. I actually had to give it a bit more because at least this has action, where the other two, its 2 predecessors don't. Saw Electra for the first time. I actually think it's like, it's perfectly meh. And that's probably the most offensive thing you could say about it. Blade Trinity sucks though, that's for sure. For the people who like it, whatever, man. It's like, you can have that, because for whatever reason you choose not to take the first Blade movie, or the second one even. And if that's the reason you watch Blade Trinity, do it. Cool. Fine. Anyways, that's a hell of a tangent. I like Hulk. If you saw there, I actually rated The Incredible Hulk higher. I like The Incredible Hulk more than this. And funny enough, that's when we get to this sexy beast of a game. This game was so fun. And I'd love to play this actually. But then again, this kind of goes into the whole thing where... Okay, no, it doesn't actually go into the whole thing. Here's the thing with The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. I want to go through a whole bunch of Marvel video games. I even have the Punisher on Xbox. I have Spider-Man 2. I have the first Spider-Man. I have Spider-Man 3. For the PS3 and the Wii, because I grew up playing the Wii version. My friend from primary school had the PS3 version, and that was sick. And that was the thing that I would always see on YouTube when I'd like look at trailers for that game. And it looked incredible, but it wasn't what I played. And so it's kind of a similar thing where it's like, besides those movie games, we get games that don't have to do with the movies. And now we get to X-Men Legends. And those are great games because I want to play that before I even get the Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which I've already mentioned before too now. And like X-Men Legends 2, I actually like more than the first X-Men Legends. And I played the first X-Men Legends more just because I've had longer access to it. But X-Men Legends 2 was so much better. The Marvel Ultimate Alliance was so much better. And it's like, I like things when they evolve like that, when you can just see the people behind the games improving and becoming better developers over time. Like, I can imagine that's what it's like for a lot of people within the franchise that they've become fans of. You know, it's why for me as well, I look at Crash Bandicoot and it's like, yeah, that first game was pretty solid, you know? You made a good game. And then you play Crash Bandicoot 2, and it's like, okay, I think you're a contender for one of my favorite platformers. Let's go. It would be cool to actually play The Incredibles, except for the fact that I don't want to. I actually have this on the PS3 because you can get off the PSN store. What I don't have is Rise of the Underminer, but I'm pretty sure I can buy that still. That is the game that I actually played more than The Incredibles. I played this one more than this one. And I'm thinking, like, this is another issue where I'm thinking about franchises more than I'm thinking about fun games. And I'm like, man, I could do The Incredibles. And then, I don't know, do I do like WALL-E? Ratatouille? Cars? Because I mentioned Cars before. I would like to do it. You know what, I think some are just built better than others. I don't really know, you know? Like, Cars could be fun. Cars could be fun. Cars is just a one of. WALL-E, I don't really know. Ratatouille, I don't really know. Incredibles, I don't really know. I had another one in my head, and I forgot. So in other words, you can say, I don't really know. I also have Finding Nemo, which I think the game cover, kind of like, I have it on DVD, which we've had for like, must be like 2 decades now. Which has a very, very cool cover, by the way. And then there's the video game cover. And I swear, the video game cover looks better than the DVD cover. Okay, not this. This. DVD. Okay, so some DVDs might have gone with this, but this! Oh, this is actually exactly what I have. Oh my gosh, just look at this, it's the old shape too. Looks cooler in Blu-ray because then the blue actually mixes in with it, but still. I don't know, actually, you know what? I don't really know. Maybe this just works, maybe this works as a game better, I don't really know. Anyways, I made the decision. Cars is going on the list. Because I can see myself playing that and having no interest in anything else. Because Cars is Cars. Ratatouille is whatever. WALL-E is whatever. Incredibles is whatever. But Cars? How many times am I gonna be able to drive around in a vehicle as a Disney video game character and bump into Mater? You know, Larry the Cable Guy. Is it Larry the Cable Guy? I forgot his name. Larry the Cable Guy. Larry the Lobster? Oh, SpongeBob, baby. Just a quick note. If I had Justice League Heroes, maybe. Played this game on my Xbox a whole bunch. I really like the Green Lanterns in this. I really like the Flash. I actually really like everyone. Almost everyone. I don't like Aquaman. I like Green Arrow, though. Man, I used to main Green Arrow a lot. Anyways, okay, so Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning. This I tried with Kyle. It didn't work because I think my disc is maybe messed up. But it's funny because EB Games over here ended up having like this big sale and actually bringing back retro games. A lot of people were trading in this old stuff again. I ended up getting this game on PS2, and that might be a thing that I do later. It also could be a thing that I do later on the PS2 to actually complete the whole game, because I'm also interested in Spyro. Spyro and Crash are right there with me, man. I wasn't really much of a Resident Evil guy, a Devil May Cry guy. Sorry, I should say I wasn't more into the adult games. I was absolutely more into the kid games, and it's probably because of the fact that around that time, not even of the release of those games, because I wasn't even born yet, except for the last Spyro game in the trilogy, I was just too young to play those, but you know, the right age to really enjoy them. Not enough to enjoy Enter the, what's it, Year of the Dragonfly? Never have to do that again. Oh my gosh, you guys. Lego games. This is a big thing. Lego games, right? Damn it, actually, while I'm here, like, do I think about this? The Legend of Spyro? Spyro. What do I do with Spyro? Okay, I get it. New thing. PS3. So we have Spyro, 1, 2, 3. We have Crash Bandicoot, 1, 2, 3. And that's a truth. That's a truth. There's nothing that is going to be truer than these statements, alright? These are games that have to be played. There was nothing going around other than them two eventually. I didn't realize that this was actually it. Anyways, Lego Star Wars. So really there's this whole thing where I don't know if I want to play the one game, then the other game, and then play the complete saga, because I'll tell you, the complete saga is the best way to play the first game. But the first game is still exclusive to many ideas that were only present in that first game. Like Yoda being on his little hobbit ship. And then they don't bring it back for this game, understandably so. And then they don't bring it back to the complete saga. Probably because if you played as Yoda in episode 5, it would just make no sense. But I still think there is something to do. Wait, what am I doing? This game is not for the 360. This game is actually going to be able to go on the Series X because of backwards compatibility. We're actually pretty lucky there. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, if I wanted to play this game, then I go on a 360. Because, again, I'm very afraid of using my original Xbox. I don't want it to be dead. And I don't want to see if it is dead. It's, Schrodinger's Xbox at this point. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, Over the Hedge is a contender. I don't know if it's something that I write down, because I might not want to. It's a game to try, though. I think it's worth listing. I think it's worth something, because it's basically, Over the Hedge fits in a vacuum where I don't have to worry about any other games. So, you know, it's like, is it DreamWorks? Is it DreamWorks? Yes, it's DreamWorks. It's a DreamWorks movie. But, right, based on the film of the same name. And it's DreamWorks, yep. The DreamWorks movie. Oh, Shrek 2! That would be the other game. Duh. Activision. They always having the rights for everything movie-wise that time. Oh, well, I guess I should just go ahead and put that down. Like, damn. No one's beating those allegations. I'm a fan. Okay, so yeah, there's the Punisher. So if I ever want to go for the Marvel stuff, Punisher is that. You know, honestly, okay, so speaking of the Sonic the Hedgehog the franchise, what am I saying? Speaking of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise from before, if I ever wanted to play Shadow the Hedgehog, this might be the way for me to do it, if, for whatever reason, the PS2 doesn't work for me. The game may occasionally or often crash during cutscenes, levels, loading screens, and when skipping cutscenes. Switching the console manually to 480p can make it less common. The CGI cutscenes are slowed down to 15 frames per second. That's gotta be painful. I don't think we should do this. Shock Tale's another DreamWorks game that could be cool. No chance though. That one can stay in the, I don't know, the past. Rend Crash will occur during the DreamWorks cinematic. That sucks. And there he is. Okay, so The Simpsons didn't run. This is how I've been playing it in the meantime. Significant screen tearing throughout. Manually dropping the Xbox 360's resolution to 480p yields moderate improvements. I haven't really thought about too much of those issues. Even if I were to look at a video, nope. Just like, oh, there's the fade. Let's get the race on. First person mode. Like, I think it's fine. The Simpsons hit and run. Now, we have Sonic Mega Collection Plus. Plus, 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 plus. That's the one I have, yep. Just looking at my collection because I have my video games just up above my head behind the mic. And I can check them right now, and yep, I have Sonic Mega Collection Plus. I was thankful for actually having this on this list, because if I ever want to tackle the Sonic the Hedgehog games, I'm not going to do every Sonic game. I really don't care about heroes. I don't care about riders. It's really just about Sonic the Hedgehog for me. It never finished. I actually never finished. I've spent so much time on this game. I haven't even finished any of the games that I played on there. And that was like the 3D Island one, Sonic 3D. The original Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Mr. Bean's Mean Bean Machine. What is that? Was that it? And Sonic Spinball. Those are the main ones I remember playing, as well as just looking at stuff over in here. So glad to see there are no issues though. This is a godsend, and this is going to be the way for me to play this game and put it on. Oh my gosh. Sonic Mega Collection Plus, baby. Oh my gosh, I'm actually going to get going. Because the other thing about the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise is really I'd want to do this. And there's Adventure, which I didn't really like. Adventure 2, which I haven't played. And then after that, I'm pretty sure is when people go with Sonic 06, which I am very curious about. I feel like I have to play Adventure 2. I need to play both adventures to really get into 06. And then 06 will happen, and I'll have whatever experience I get out of that. And then after that is when I'm thinking about the games that I would play. I have Sonic and the Black Knight, but I don't even want to play that. Do I have Secret Rings? I'm pretty sure I have Secret Rings, but I don't even want to play that. I just want to play Unleashed, because man, I watched people play that, and that has such a touching ending, and I'm a sucker for good endings, which is why Captain America: The First Avenger has got the score that it did on my Letterboxd reviews. But like, there's that, and then there's Sonic Colors, and I think those two games are like the newer era Sonic games that I want to play, with Generations kind of capping off that section. And then after that, you do have Forces, which I don't want to touch. I did buy it, but I don't want to play it. Anyways, Sonic Frontiers is the game that I want to play. I have played it, I have not finished it. I am pretty close to finishing, but I haven't touched it in over a year. Heck, I think it's been over 3. But then besides that, if I ever actually got to play this game on the 360, get me going, as well as playing Sonic CD, because I would love to play that too. That's the one game I forgot to mention, because it'd be Sonic the Hedgehog 2, CD 3, Knuckles Colors Unleashed, but swap those two if you want the order. Generations, Mania, Frontiers. I have Superstars, which I could do, but then I also really want to do Shadow the Hedgehog. Sorry, Shadow the Hedgehog. What the fuck? I want to do Shadow Generations. I forgot to put Sonic the Hedgehog or Sonic 06 on there. Shadow Generations is such a fun game. I'd love to do that. Dude, I could just talk all day about some of this stuff. Minor frame rate drops. Nah, it should be fine. This could be okay. Spider-Man 2 could be fun. I think this I really want to do more than anything else. Like, if I had to do something before, like, the world blew up, it'd be Spider-Man 2. Ow. I shouldn't be laughing. I'm making myself laugh. I just came out of surgery. I've got like 3 little keyholes in my stomach. See, now I don't know if having this in here kind of justifies the Incredible Hulk being on this list. I think it's a hell of a contender. Maybe it's just one to keep note of for now. And when things get shaved off later, he'll get shaved off later. May freeze in the middle of gameplay. What the freak? Dude, this is gonna be painful. If Fantastic Four doesn't have that issue, and because evidently it wasn't written in there, but this has it written, it's gotta be unnoticeable as all hell. View options from the menu will not appear, leaving you with a blank screen, which can be blindly navigating. Oh my gosh, which can be blindly navigated. I don't know then. It's a game I want to do, and I think it would be cool. But this is right up there with the New Beginning. Like, oh no, but I have New Beginning on PS2. I don't have The Hero's Tale on PS2. It's either or. I'll figure out what I want to do. Okay, and then we got all the Star Wars games, and guess what? I don't have to look at any of them.
because I am luxurious enough to actually have this on the Xbox Series X.
Thankfully, yeah, with one of the last bunches of like backwards compatible games being added to the Xbox One and Xbox Series X, Revenge of the Sith is one of them. It was crazy looking at like, yeah, Jedi Knight, Jedi Knight Academy, okay, it's always, and Knights of the Old Republic, cool, yeah, you got one of the greatest. Not that I've ever played it, but I would like to. I played Republic Commando. That was cool, but I played that on here. I have it on Steam. Or Revenge of the Sith is one that I played over and over and over again on my Xbox. So if I had to, because I have it here, I feel like, oh screw it, Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars, KOTOR. Actually, is it easier when it's stylized like that? I think it's easier when it's stylized like that. Oh my gosh, you as well! Oh my gosh, this game. This would be cool, except at the same time, this game isn't that cool. Yep, here's this beauty. This should have been like, this is right there with Spidey 2. And this is beautiful because this is right up there with the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, not needing to be a movie tie-in. And instead it gets to be its own beast, and damn, it's its own beast because 1, you get to play as Venom. 2, you get like, you get to explore New York in Spider-Man 2. But in Ultimate Spider-Man, you get Marvels. You get the Ultimate Universe's New York because the Baxter Building is that Baxter Building. I don't even know if there's anything Ultimates related. I'm pretty sure the Triskelion is like off in the distance. Oh, bub. Put in the wrong X-Men game. Although you know what would be good? X-Men the official game, which funny enough does have Hugh Jackman in here. Hugh Jackman has nothing to do with this game. Okay, so now that I'm at that point, the only thing that I want to do now is think about how I'm gonna get to play some of the games that I actually want to play. Like X-Men Legends, I don't know how I'm gonna play that, I really want to play it, and however I do, I will. So as I mentioned before, there is this, whether I can do the complete saga, or I could do the second game, but then there's also 3. So now I'm just looking at my collection to try and find out games that are one for the Xbox, the Wii, the PS2, the 360, and then the Switch. Because with the PS4, actually the PS4 and the PS5 are going to be a combined thing, and there's the Series X, which can also be a combined thing. But I was also combining some of the older games, like eventually when it comes to this, it's going to be like Red Dead Redemption. I have the Red Dead Redemption game for the Xbox 360, so I can put it on there. And that'll be a fun game to play. And if I have to play any Rockstar game and it's just one, it would be this one. And I can see now that with my Spyro collection for the PS2, it is actually Enter the Dragonfly, not Year of the Dragonfly. I thought it was Year of the Dragonfly. Okay, so the Wii one is going to be a little trickier to look at. Just from the place that I'm sitting in my room. We have Mario Galaxy 2. Because I don't have it on Switch. I don't want to buy it on Switch. It is something I could possibly do. You know what? Actually, I don't have the itch for it. The whole thing is, like, I'd want to play Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, and then I haven't played Galaxy, but I played Galaxy 2. I don't know, but it's something to think about. Actually, you know what? They're pretty fun games. Mario is known for being one thing, and that is Italian. No, it is for being fat fun. Yes, that's right. It'll be Sonic Colors, Sonic Unleashed, Generations, Shadow, Frontier, not Frontiers. Okay, so this is what I have Crash of the Titans and Crash Mind Over Mutant on. I have both Insomniac Spider-Man games. Those are games I do not want to do. So I want to try and go on with a lot of the older stuff. You know, because those Spidey games, you know, they're going to be around another 20 years, but at least these other games have been around for 20 years, but when they're done, Spidey will still be going. Okay, so change of scenery, right? I'm going to go through a couple of these games because when it's all said and done, this is a house full of collections, and that is the beauty of the Nintendo household, along with like all these old collections. Because if I gotta say so, with the Nintendo 64, it's like, man, they gotta have cool games on here. A lot of people who are Star Fox fans, I mean, heck, they got a present right here. And I've got into Star Fox, so I can't really say that's a thing that I'm dying to try. Banjo-Kazooie, very close actually. So while I'm here, I might as well just put on the list. You guys aren't gonna really see my screen anymore when I'm trying to update the list of games, but you can be assured that I'll tell you when I'm writing it down. I don't know, it's the thing about Nintendo 64 games I don't really jive with, but it's still something that I want to do nonetheless. And I know that besides playing Ocarina of Time. There are a bunch of other Zelda games that I want to play that are available on the Switch. And if I were to play them, it would be in chronological order, in the order of being released. I believe I would want to do that. With all being said and done, that's what I'm trying to do with a lot of these games. Is also trying to play the games that are older, as in having been released ages ago. But that game, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I don't think I want to play any other Zelda games that are on here. Breath of the Wild would be cool. It also means having to get rid of my save. Pokemon Snap could be a fun, or maybe funny one. Maybe? I have no idea how that game works. And then we have the GameCube games here. Luigi's Mansion I think would be a fun one to do, but the Wind Waker, sorry. Because this is an incredible one, although if I don't want to do this game, I actually have the remake on my Wii U. Now, I don't know which version I want to do more. If I want to go with the remake because it's just an enhanced experience, so I'm getting the better stuff, just like with Banjo-Kazooie. I want to play it on the Xbox. I don't want to play it on the Nintendo 64, sadly. Only because, yeah, the Xbox ended up with such good upgrades. But Wind Waker, maybe that's a game that I could go without the upgrade. Like with Crash Bandicoot, right? I really don't care about the Insane Trilogy as much as I would like to play them. So it could be like that. It could be the same case as Crash Bandicoot right now, honestly. And other than that, I don't think there's anything else. I heard Path of Radiance is really great, but I've never been a fan. Oh my gosh, I've never played any Fire Emblem games. That could be a game to try though. Okay, so this Star Fox I actually did play for a little bit. And I was always thinking if I was gonna play Super Mario Bros. 3, it would be through the All-Stars version. Super Metroid, dude. Like, I mentioned Metroid Zero Mission and Metroid Dread before, but honestly, those games, like, if I were to get to them so I could experience the full story, one, I wouldn't experience the full story because I want to play the second game. The second game is on the Game Boy until they made a remake, which they put on the 3DS, which is Return of Samus? I think that's what it's called. Samus is Return. I think it's Return of Samus. But they have that game on the 3DS, which I'd rather play that, and because it's on a 3DS, I cannot record myself. And then I have to play the Game Boy version if I want to record myself, but I don't want to play the Game Boy stuff. Not unless it's a really good game like Tetris. But then Super Metroid is like, I'm a little iffy about that. I don't know if it's going to be closer to Zero Mission or if it's going to be closer to the original Metroid on the NES, which I don't really like. And also, this would have to be a game that I would have to absolutely start and finish. Because I tried during my flight home from Melbourne after seeing Wu-Tang Clan. I tried playing this on the plane, and I had no idea what I was up to, and I'm completely lost. And I gotta imagine it would be the same thing with anyone. So that's always been the case. Like, I remember that being the case with me with Pokemon. And I mean, now, years later, I'm a Pokemon freaking fanatic trying to catch everything. Oh my goodness. Fatal Fury 2 is a cool drop. Demon's Crest might legit be where it's at, though. But here's Donkey Kong Country. Here's Kirby's Dream Course. I don't feel strongly about any of these, really. And it kind of does help the fact that these aren't on a Switch too. So it means that, yeah, these games are going to survive a much, much longer time than the other games that I've got here. I don't know how much longer an Xbox 360 is going to have. People are seeing like the PS3 dying left and right. Some of the older versions of, or older models of the PS3. Mine actually died a while ago, but only because I'm pretty sure that the inputs for the visuals got fried somehow. Dr. Mario would be another cool one, but I already like the NES version enough. Tetris, Gargoyle's Quest, Kid Icarus, maybe? Return of Samus. It is Return of Samus. The Wily's Revenge. This might be worth it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm at the end of the list, and there's still nothing that interests me for the Switch. Well, except for Wind Waker, of course. And I would say Super Mario 64. I already have the 3D anniversary thing. So it's basically already there. And I plan on playing that with the Nintendo 64 controller because I bought that off of the Nintendo Switch online on the Nintendo Switch store. Or Nintendo Store, I should say. I also have a GameCube controller. Those things, like, because I don't have a GameCube, and I don't have a Nintendo 64, and I don't have a Super Nintendo, and I don't have a Nintendo Entertainment System, I wanted to get those controllers so that way I can have the closest thing to an authentic experience. And yeah, they do double as pretty good controllers, especially the GameCube one, actually. The Game Boy Advance could actually be where it's at too. Super Mario World 2 is, this is the main way that I played Super Mario World. The same cousin who lives in Melbourne, I was playing off of her Game Boy Advance and she had this. The Metroid Fusion right here, it's Metroid Fusion. Metroid Fusion, I'm putting that on the list. Fire Emblem, here we go. You know what? Okay. Let me look this up real quick. When did this game start? Main series. 1990. Holy crap, never mind. But this game, what was your year? 2003? What's 2003? The Blazing Blade. Okay, look, I'm gonna trust in Reddit. Maybe I don't have to trust in Reddit. Whoops. Emblem. You're just trusting like articles like this. The best Fire Emblem games of all time. I just want to see what people say, because like if there's an entry which ends up being a pretty good introduction for people who are like, you know, never got into the first game but they can get into the 7th, then I'd say, you know what, that seems pretty cool. I might just try it. Okay, so they put this game as number 4 on this whole list, this Path of Radiance. Maybe that would be it then. I think it would just be them two. I know it's kind of crazy to think about, but I might just put them on the list. Oh my gosh, I opened up with way too many tabs. Wait, how is he doing this? Easily my favorite. Engage, 3 houses, project number, blah blah blah. Oh, Path to Radiance is not that good for this guy then. Either way, bam. Okay, we're here. So, Metroid Fusion, Metroid. Actually, I should put Zero Mission and Fusion and Dread. I believe that's how it's gonna go. Oh my gosh. And Prime 1 to 4. Sorry, 1 and 4. Well, I should stylize. Yeah, I'll stylize it like that, because I have 1 as a remaster, and then no, screw it, just do 4. Because then I have the trilogy on the Wii U, so I can do it like that. So the Wii U, back here, Metroid Prime 1 to 3, and then Fire Emblem. But I think that's kind of it. It's really just the Metroid games, and I can try Fire Emblem because, spoiler alert, for all of this stuff, I am also going to put Final Fantasy. And you know what, actually? With the Final Fantasy games, I'm not even interested in playing all of them. I understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's all progression, it's all evolution, and I already mentioned how much I like the evolution and seeing like things build. Having the foundations and the proper directions to really actually learn, develop, and just basically become better. So this is gonna have to then, of course, go into another rank. Maybe we can find the Final Fantasy game to play. I always knew 6 was up there for people, but I'm trying to figure out from 1 to 5 if I need to really play any of them. 5 is another one I was thinking about. Get tier games, what the heck? Any Final Fantasy 7 ripoff. Yeah, top tier games. There's still 9 games in this top tier. I always knew that I wanted to play 6, 7, and 8. Mainly because 7 and 8 have to do with Kingdom Hearts. And Kingdom Hearts is another franchise I would want to do. I actually should put that down before I forget. But I'm not going to do all games for this. I'm definitely not going to do all the Kingdom Hearts games. Yeah, it's like, I'd want to do Kingdom Hearts 1. I'd want to do Kingdom Hearts 2. I'd want to do Birth by Sleep. Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, Birth by Sleep, and Dream Drop Distance. I think it's just them that I'd want to... Oh, sorry, 2.8. Yeah, that is 6 games. Duh. Oh, sorry, I got so distracted by all the Final Fantasy talk. I totally forgot about the fact that I wanted to play Pokemon. I don't know if I want to do Fire Red or Leaf Green, but it's going to be one of them. Like, here we go, Super Mario 3D All-Star, so that's how I'm going to play Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Galaxy, and then there's also Odyssey, which only comes after Super Mario Galaxy 2. See, I don't know why I didn't think about Odyssey after that. There is... Oh, sorry, this is how I played CD. Oh, dude, I forgot that I did this. Sorry, okay, so the main reason that I got this was just in case Sonic Mega Collection Plus didn't work and anything. But the thing is, Sonic Mega Collection Plus is going to work, so I'm going to have access to the original music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Yep, there's Superstars, there's Mania. Right, the NES stuff. I'm not really sure if there's a lot that I want to do from here, but let's find out, you know? Oh, Tetris being here is really cool. Pac-Man! No way! They actually put Pac. Oh my gosh! They actually put Pac-Man in here. Cool. Okay, now going back at the list, and I took a peek at my PS5, my PS4 collection. Really, all of the digital games which I haven't looked at. But I know that when it comes to some of the franchises that I want to dip into, they're basically that, like, the Resident Evil games, the ones that I want to play, they're right here. Kingdom Hearts, yep. It's like 1, 2. In that order? 2. Birth by Sleep. Dream Drop Distance. 3. Yeah, okay. Oh, sorry, I actually have 4 on here. So, and I also have 5. So, Devil May Cry 1 through 5. With everything that I could look at, I basically have nothing on Steam that I want. Man, I'd really like to find a way to play this. Like, the only thing would be just getting a copy of this on the PS2. Yeah, when it comes to everything that I want to get down going, I think this might be it. It's just a couple franchises here and there. Spidey, Simpsons, Sonic, Mario, Spyro, Crash, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry. Is there anything else Capcom related? I think that's kind of it. If I feel like anything else, I could probably go for it. Yeah, there's still Pokemon. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's it. Well, I guess we'll see how this goes.